Hi, welcome to Ranging Country. I'm Lawrence.
And I'm Peter.
And we're here to bring you honest reviews of air guns and shooting equipment. Okay, so in today's video, we've got the brand new Reximex Lyra. This is another one of their sporter style models with all the mod cons of a nice modern rifle.
Certainly, it certainly is, and very similar to several other models, isn't it? Really,
there's so many out nowadays. There's so many new rifles coming out nowadays. So there's going to be similarities between different guns, even between different guns of the same make or similar make. So yes, but we're going to go through what this has going for it and what this has about it, and we'll give our conclusion about what we think and how it fares in with the other Reximex rifles at the end.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so features then. What does this come with as standard?
Right, now, straight away looking at this, I'm seeing quite a nice walnut stock, Turkish walnut. Yeah, nice bit of wood, which is generally what you expect from the Turkish, isn't it?
Yeah, and the Turks do put a nice bit of walnut on. Even on the rifles that aren't too expensive, yes, you always get a nice grain running through it and that sort of thing. Now the Lyra it's got quite a deep cutout for your hand there, and then underneath the
it's quite well figured, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. When I was shooting this earlier, and I found it perfectly comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah.
It's a bit more angled.
Very much scalloped in there, isn't it? And
yeah, a lot more angled than something like a Pretensis. It doesn't have the adjustable stock that a Pretensis does.
It's quite a bit cheaper than a Pretensis, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So yeah.
Yeah. Moving forward, then we've got a Weaver scope rail up top here. Generally, Kral and Reximex like to give us a dual rail, where it's either the 9-11 or Weaver Picatinny, whereas these recent guns have been pick only, which is absolutely fine. Obviously, you can get all your night vision and bits and bobs on there, but it does limit you in terms of choice, and say not being able to have a 9-11 mil.
Or look at it a different way: does the Kral with both rails on it spoil you? Gives you that extra choice.
Is too much choice?
Don't know.
Bad?
Can you have too much choice? I don't know. Yeah.
You have got a choice of power, because this has an adjustable power. We'll spin that around. We'll likely get a little still of it as well. But we've got a little dial here. You can just about see on the camera. Little dial.
Black one.
Yeah, we can spin that and that will adjust power. You've also, next to that, got the manometer.
Manometer. Gauge.
There's a gauge. There's a pressure gauge on it. Again, nice and clear. Red is too much or too little. Yellow is you ought to refill it. And in the white is where you want to be.
Quite nice when they colour code them, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And you have got a little graduated scale on this side. For your power adjuster, it's a bit handist, really. It's a bit it's a bit figured towards righties, but you've got a little graduated gauge on there where you can see what power setting your control is. You don't have any markings on the other side, but
handist.
Handist.
Is that in the dictionary?
Ought to be.
Is it?
Yeah, ought to be. Have I just made that up?
I've heard it here first if I didn't.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got a barrel. It's not shrouded. It's not a massively expensive rifle, so you maybe wouldn't expect it to be. But you have got a nice 1/2" UNF thread on the end here, so you'll be able to get any sort of silencer on, whatever you choose to get on there.
Now I see here, it's got a little brass cap in there that's Allen key thread on it. Now I believe the Kral and Reximex, they're like the burst discs, don't they, a lot? Now, this is to protect it from overfilling, overpressurizing the cylinder.
Yeah.
But it does say on here 250 bar fill. So, but the burst disc is basically a disc of copper that, if you do go over pressure, if you do fill the cylinder too high, it actually perforates the discs and prevents any damage to the rifle. A weak point, really, as a bit of a safeguard. So that's what that is behind there, if anybody wonders.
It is quite bright bronze there, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Cool.
So how do you fill this one, Lawrence?
Yeah. So there's a little cap on the end here. It's just a pull off, but with it being new, it's quite tight, so it might take a. There we go. And you've got a quick coupler, a Foster quick coupler fitting on the end. Nice and easy to fill up, nice and easy to get to, and it sits away quite nicely actually as well. We've got there's like a knurled section, looks like a bolt head, and that also goes onto the end of the cylinder here as well. So that looks quite smart as well.
Yeah, absolutely does.
Safety catch, little safety catch underneath here, just in front of the trigger. So I'll show that to the camera, just in front of the trigger there. Got that little safety catch. Forward is off, backwards is on. So backwards won't fire, forwards will.
That's a little bit less, I was talking about in previous videos, I'm not a fan of them in the trigger guard there. Especially when you get a blade type safety catch coming down. That's quite a lot more different to a trigger blade, isn't it? So I think you're less likely to.
It's a lot smaller and more tucked away than other guns, and with it also being metal all inside, it feels a lot more positive, and you're less likely to just catch it and take it off. You
are. I mean, I go back to in my early days as with a 410 single barrel shotgun, and it had a side lever on it, and it was a hammer gun. And in the dark one night, luckily with the gun pointing in a very, very safe direction, not doing very safe things, I can't imagine. It was okay. I put my thumb on the hammer, and I pulled the trigger to release the hammer to make the gun safe. And my thumb wasn't on the hammer; it was on the release lever. I crapped myself. Pretty much. Learnt though. Yeah, that was many, many years ago in my younger days. So that's probably one of the reasons why I'm not so keen on especially a large safety catch blade in the trigger housing. You don't trust the safety catch? No. But it's just easy in a dark, if you're in a barn, as I was with a 410, in the dark, dead of night. You think it's the safety catch, and oops, it's the trigger. Off it goes. There's another hole in the roof. Yeah. Just my personal experience and thoughts. Okay. Side lever. Yep. We have quite a nice side lever here, don't we? Mm-hmm. Now, these Turkish guns, they're budget. Yeah, they're not the most expensive rifles on the market. Yeah. Quite a nice action on that. It's nice for it to be a side lever. A lot of modern rifles seem to be coming out of side lever, but at this sort of price range, it's still nice to see. It's pretty smooth. Mm-hmm. It's very smooth, in fact, for the price point. It's better than you expect. Yeah. Super positive look in there of the hammer back. Mm-hmm. Can't fault that at all. Brilliant. And you've got a nice little nailed biathlon style vertical lever on it as well. So you're not going to slip when you cock it. Yeah. Very nice. Now, trigger, Lawrence. Mm-hmm. They reckon, they say it's a 4-way adjustable trigger, do they not? That's the bump that we've had. Yeah. Okay. As far as I can tell, it's a match style trigger blade. So it's adjustable for rake, I think. Is that the word? It twists left and right, and it will go up and down. And you have got
second stage weight adjustment on the trigger. So you can increase or decrease the weight from factory. I don't know what the fourth way adjustable trigger means.
Unless on the 4-way they mean left, right, up and down. Possible. Don't know. But it's quite a nice little touch. I mean, how many people would actually adjust that and drop the trigger blade down and twist it? I don't know.
Maybe if you're going left-handed person to a right-handed person.
Yeah.
Generally, you twist it and then twist it back.
Yeah, but it's a nice little addition. Something that you get on there. I think the
again the higher end stuff.
Yeah, and initially I think it was it Brocock brought those out, or Daystate and Brocock.
Yeah.
Quite a nice little addition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With those, you could move the trigger blade up or down a rail though as well, couldn't you?
Forward and backwards.
Forwards and backwards, yeah. But for the price point of this rifle, rather good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Little stud hole there as well.
Well, so we've got a little stud hole here, but we've also got sling studs mounted front and rear as standard. So obviously you can get a sling on as standard. You get a bipod onto there as well.
That is threaded, is it? Can you see a thread in there?
It goes straight to wood, but there is outlines of a thread.
Okay.
I don't know what you'd use that for.
Don't know. No, maybe an afterthought. But yeah, certainly fairly well equipped, isn't it, for the price point?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
you do get 2 magazines with it.
You do.
These are their sort of standard Reximex magazines, so they're 14 round in 177 and 12 in 22.
Let's just have a look, see exactly what we do get with the rifle. So there's your 2 magazines. One is already preloaded with our. Well, I left it loaded actually. I left the magazine full actually after my playing with the rifle a bit earlier. So we get the instruction book. Now that does say Pretensis.
It does, but it is definitely for this one. It's the one that came out of the box.
And this says Lyra on the side of it, doesn't it? So,
I would guess the actions are very, very similar.
Yeah.
So much so that they can use the same manual. Obviously saves printing and that sort of thing. Ah, there we go. That's just us not being in the, not looking in the box. So it's a Weaver accessory rail that will screw onto that bottom rail, that bottom stud, sorry. And you can have a Weaver attachment for it.
Yeah.
So you could have your bipod on your, or you could have your bipod or your sling on the sling studs, and then you could also have
something
else, bipod or whatever on your Weaver rail.
Yeah, definitely. Single shot tray. Not a big fan. Well, that's quite recessed, isn't there? How many times do you drop the pellet in there and it goes the wrong way around?
Yeah. It's quite a narrow loading port. Usually, like on the Daystates and stuff, where it's a deeper loading port, it's better.
It's a lot better, yeah.
But yes, these are very, very
struggle
narrow.
to get your finger in there to position that pellet in the right place.
Or if you're using like Bisley Magnums, a heavier, longer pellet.
That could drop in anyway, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's something else you get with it, which is so you get your quick Foster style connector. Allen keys, a few seals, replacement burst discs as well that we were talking about, little copper discs. Yeah. So that's in the box.
Yep, very nice. Is there anything more to add about features before we go into handling?
I don't think so. I think that covers just about everything the rifle has, doesn't it? Does it not?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd forgotten to mention about the side lever, and it's on our notes. So I'll be guided by you. But yes, I'm sure we'll remember if there isn't anything. Let's get on to handling.
Let's go.
Okay, so moving on to handling then. Let's get the numbers out of the way. So weight-wise, it's about 3.5 kilos, 7 pounds and 9 ounces, rifle on its own. Overall length, 1,020 millimeters, so just over a meter.
1,070 millimeters.
Let's say so. That's a 7. 1,070 millimeters.
About 42 inches. Yeah.
Lovely. So that makes it fairly standard size, fairly standard weight across the board.
You've got quite a long cylinder on it, haven't you?
Yeah, it's 280 bar cylinder. Good for 100, 150 shots, something like that. Yeah, and now the more subjective things, I quite like it. It's a very chunky grip there, much chunkier than I was expecting. And I quite like that. Obviously, you're the one who's been zeroing it this afternoon. I quite like how chunky that is. Also, it's the sort of the contours, the angles of it, just underneath here, just where your hand rests. You're either front of it or you're behind it, and you know where you are. Either way, you've got a nice little cutout here, but that sort of skeletal design there takes a lot of the weight out the back end. And it makes it very, very nicely balanced, I would say.
One thing, let's just give that barrel a measure and just see how long that barrel is.
Well, it says 580 mil, so that's what it should be.
That's probably about right, yeah. About 23 inches.
Yeah.
Quite a long barrel.
Is it? Same barrel as the Pretensis? I mean, it's very, very similar barrel to the Pretensis.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's exactly the same as the Pretensis.
Might be.
Seems very conveniently similar.
Yeah, but with a barrel of that length, it allows you to have quite a long cylinder, doesn't it? Which is, was it 280cc, this one? Quite a few shots.
Yeah.
No, it's a good diameter, so you've got quite a good amount of air in there for it. Yeah. You haven't shot this, have you?
No, only the odd shot sort of thing. You were, as I say, you were mainly zeroing it. I had a couple shots and try-fired it and stuff.
Be interesting when you when we do the zeroing, get you to have a few shots so you can give your experience of it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we get on shooting?
Let's give it a go.
Okay, we're here with the Lyra. Let's give it a go. See how it shoots.
Yeah, this one we have married it up with one
MTC Viper Pro.
Yeah, one of our test scopes. Very, very nice scope. I can actually see the target.
The scope is nearly as expensive as the rifle.
Yeah. Nice scope though. Right, let's see what we can do.
Ooh. I don't want to jinx it. And say
very much. I remember shooting that the blue laminate Pretensis, and I really enjoyed that. I like that. And this has got a very similar feel to it. Oh no, that was me. Wasn't quite ready for it. Okay, concentrate. That was a concentration shot, that one. Pretty poor.
I went the opposite way that time.
It did, yeah. Is it me? Going all around the clock face there, aren't I? Where did that go?
It went through like your second. It was through the same hole as one of those other ones. So yeah, I think it's you.
Yeah. Do you ever think you can concentrate too? Oh, is that it? How many shots was that?
I don't know. I wasn't counting. Probably 14.
Wow. Okay.
Obviously, we'll be wrong in playback. It was either 14 or it wasn't.
Yeah. I thought it was a full magazine. Probably one less, but disappointed. Yeah, I was enjoying that. Now,
I mean, apart from those two, that's a very, very good group.
That's not bad at all, is it?
I think we're looking at this obviously on a zoomed out screen. It makes it look a bit worse. But in reality, that's like thumbnail grouping those.
Yeah. Now, I was saying, do you think you can concentrate too much sometimes?
I know sometimes if I'm taking a while to take a shot, and like my eye starts going fuzzy, you think, oh, I'll just have to take the shot. And that's when you throw it. Yeah.
I seem to really concentrate on some of the shots, and they went.
This is a new one. For any regular viewers of the channel, pencil it in. This is one of the new excuses.
Too much concentration. I just seemed to be better when I was concentrating a bit less, and I don't know. It's just me, isn't it? It's, yeah, I enjoyed that. I was ashamed the magazine emptied so quick. Could have done with a bigger mag on it.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely. But we'll take a still of that just to show exactly with our
compare it to a pound
Range
coin.
and Country pound coin.
Yeah.
We will just see how much exactly that covers. But no, teaming it up with our scope, our trial scope.
We've got no excuses.
Fantastic.
We know that the scope's fine.
Yeah, we do.
Just you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not an expensive rifle, is it? But
no.
I mean, that's made a mess of that target, hasn't it? I've dropped 2 shots, and yeah, I'm not grumbling. I'm happy with that.
A little peek behind the screens. The time between you zeroing that and us doing the shooting section now, it's been a couple hours. So it's not like we've gone straight from you zeroing it.
No.
Straight to doing this now. So there has been a little while.
Did zero quite easy, and after I'd zeroed it, I did spend a bit of time shooting it as well.
You're not helping yourself. I was trying to.
Okay.
Should we do the conclusion now then quickly?
Yeah, certainly.
What do you think of it overall? It's currently mid 300, 400 quid rifle on its own.
Bargain. Yeah.
It's comparing with something like a Gammo GX40. I think you get more kit. It's a bit nicer around the edges than a GX40. You get a side lever and the Walnut stock as well. I quite like it. I like the grip on it. I quite like it.
I did enjoy shooting that blue Pretensis. I do remember.
Yeah.
And it just reminded me a lot of that.
Does seem a very similar action.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And the Pretensis is 100 and something quid more as of recording this video. So
yeah,
make of that what you will. But I quite like the stock. I quite like it. I would have one if I was looking at this sort of rifle.
I think for that price point, it's pretty hard to beat it, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
They're brand new out, so reliability we don't really know.
Well, they are very similar to the Pretensis.
Very similar. They even come with the same instruction book.
It's probably the same action as the Pretensis, which has been out for a couple of years now. Lose track. I don't think there'll be any problems with the reliability like on the Pretensis.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So,
thank you very much.
You saw it here first.
That's it. We'll see you in the next video.
Thank you.